Showers will be ending this afternoon, becoming partly to mostly sunny, high of about 70 degrees. Tonight, clouds continuing to clear, low down to about 40. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny skies, high back up near 60 degrees. Tomorrow night, clear to partly cloudy skies, a bit breezy, low 40 to 45 degrees. Monday, as the work week gets underway, expect sunny skies, high of about 60 to 65 degrees. That's your 3-day weather forecast on Bloomberg 1130.
The global leader in business and financial news is now live on YouTube.
The light check yesterday was very kind.
Watch Bloomberg Radio all day.
There are no such things as slow news days.
For market news, conversation, and insight. From Bloomberg's signature radio shows, Surveillance, Bloomberg Intelligence, Balance of Power, and Business Week.
This story is among our most read.
Bloomberg Radio. Watch us every business day, live on YouTube.
Go to the Bloomberg Podcast page and click on the live feed.
Bloomberg Radio. Context changes everything.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
What does South Africa's election tell us about the country's economy? Why is the price of chocolate soaring? And what's behind the Bitcoin mining surge in Ethiopia? I'm Jennifer Zapasanja. Join me for Next Africa, a new podcast from Bloomberg that offers a weekly dive into business or economic story from across the continent. Listen to Next Africa on Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app or wherever you get your podcasts. Why just listen to Bloomberg Surveillance when you can also watch us live on YouTube? I'm Lisa Mateo.
And I'm Tom Keene. Join us weekday mornings along with Paul Sweeney and Michael Barr starting at 7 a.m.
Head to the Bloomberg Podcast page on YouTube to hear and see the smartest voices on global markets and investment.
Make Bloomberg Surveillance an essential part of your morning routine weekdays from 7 to 10.
Visit the Bloomberg Podcast page on YouTube and click on the live feed to join us today. The Bloomberg Sustainable Business Summit returns to London on April 25th for a solutions-driven look at the sustainable business and finance landscape, looking at the latest trends in ESG regulations, supply chain innovation, and transition finance. Speakers include leaders from CDP, Emirates Environment Group, Seatrace, COA, and more. Summit advisors include City Commercial Bank, Red Sea Global, and Schneider Electric. Visit bloomberglive.com/SBS2024 to learn more.
This is George Teixeira, Financial Services Practice Leader at Anshin Accountants and Advisors. If you are a private investment fund manager running or launching a fund, you need advisors who understand your business, prepare you for potential tax changes, and bring new ideas. Anshin provides a wide range of financial reporting, tax, and advisory services to help you and your business achieve your goals. Most recently, we were recognized by Hedgeweek as Best Audit Firm, Middle Market and Private Equity Wire as Best Startup Solution. Visit us at anshin.com to learn more.
The Fed's top names are on Bloomberg 1130.
New York Fed President John Williams.
I think monetary policy is working at the rates that we have now.
San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly.
There is no imminent risk to the economy faltering.
Boston Fed President Susan Collins.
It will be appropriate to begin easing, but we're not there yet.
For the latest headlines from the Fed.
Listen on Bloomberg 1130.
Or anytime on the Bloomberg Talk Podcast.
Bloomberg Radio. Context changes everything.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The high cost of financing has driven Americans to opt for more affordable vehicles. Tom Libby is an analyst at S&P Global Mobility.
Interest rates remain stubbornly very high, just down very slightly from the peak a few months back, so they're still way above what they were pre-pandemic.
Sticker prices haven't held.
Vehicles, particularly the large toy utilities and the large pickups, they have been rising in price for quite a while.
Still, there are buyers out there, especially for popular gas-electric hybrid vehicles.
The demand is still there, and actually we're seeing overall industry volume, it's quite robust.
But for now, the price of vehicles driven by batteries alone may be too high for some buyers.
The entire industry is going through this gigantic transition to electric vehicles, and it's very, very complicated. And bear in mind, those vehicles are, in general, substantially above the comparable gas vehicles.
I'm Ed Torrey, Bloomberg Radio.
Now, A sports update on Bloomberg 1130.
At the stadium, the Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays are scoreless in the second. The Mets face the Dodgers from Los Angeles. Third round at the RBC Heritage. Tom Hoagie's in a four-way tie for the lead at 11 under. The Knicks host the Sixers in Game 1 of their opening round series. The Islanders and Hurricanes meet in Game 1 in Raleigh. Two-time major champion Garbine Muguruza says she's retiring from professional tennis at the age of 30. That's a Bloomberg Sports Update. I'm Joel Sir.
You're listening to Bloomberg Intelligence with Alex Neal and Paul Sweeney on Bloomberg Radio.
We continue with some of our best interviews from Bloomberg's NES Annual Energy and Climate Summit in New York.
This summit brings together corporate executives, government officials, and industry leaders. This year's speakers at the event cover topics ranging from clean power, trade, federal U.S. policy, hydrogen, and climate technology.
We were joined by Jeff Gustavson, president of Chevron New Energy. Now, he believes the future of energy is lower carbon. He thinks that energy should be affordable, reliable, and ever cleaner. First, ask Jeff what Chevron's New Energy unit actually does.
We launched these new businesses about 3 years ago. This is actually our third full year, and it's a suite of businesses that support our lower carbon strategy as a company. There's two pieces to that. One is lowering the carbon intensity of our traditional oil and gas business. The other part is growing new low carbon businesses and solutions to scale, and that's what Chevron New Energy is. We're focused on renewable fuels, carbon capture, utilization, and storage, hydrogen, carbon offsets, emerging technologies, and everything in between. This is something that's always been a passion of mine, the energy transition and low carbon energy. I love oil and gas. I grew up in oil and gas, but now shifting, seeing a company like Chevron with the capabilities we bring to this space, growing these new businesses, I couldn't be more excited about this role.
Jeff, if we fast forward 5 years from now, 10 years from now, how do you guys think about sustainable energy as a part of the overall portfolio of Chevron? What percentage do you think that might look like?
Yeah, good question. And when we launched, we announced that we were allocating or guiding to spending $10 billion over an 8-year period. Right? This would be 2021 to 2028. And that's just the starting point. So these are already a significant part of our capital allocation strategy. We have a very large oil and gas business, which requires a lot of capital to maintain and grow that business to meet global demand. But these businesses, we're spending anywhere from $1.5 to $2 billion a year to support these new businesses. And my job, and our job as a new segment, is to find the right opportunities that are investable so we can grow this business even further.
You're based in Houston. Guys like you, the new energy people, are you guys welcome in Houston?
Like the oil bar, like the oilman's bar, like that I would go to.
Like the cowboy guys who stick like a pipe in the ground and get oil. He's thinking those people. Are you welcome in those bars?
Yes.
Is it crowded in there?
Referred to as a new energy.
What? Oh, you weren't in the dollar store? Okay.
No, I mean, I think there's three things that we really need to see in order to accelerate the growth of these businesses, and that's greater collaboration between private companies and policymakers, between governments around the world. It's lowering the cost of these new technologies and solutions, so customers, large businesses or individual customers will buy them,